citizenship?
Let me finish, because you incorrectly described the 14th Amendment. I agree with the three dissenters, and here is why. When you look at the text of the 14th Amendment, which I have right here in my hand, it says that in order to be a citizen, you have to be subject to the jurisdiction thereof. Right. If you are a woman from China who comes over, you are subject to the jurisdiction of China. That's pretty clearly written in the text of the 14th Amendment. I'm a textualist, though. You go on and it says that you are subject to the state wherein you reside. If you are a woman from China who comes over to give birth in this country, you are not residing in a state, you are a visitor. It is very clear, the text on the page, which is why Thomas got this right. It's why Alito got this right. It's why Gorsuch got this right.
That's why they were in the minority.
This is a hugely important decision, because it only takes a few brain cells to answer this question. Do you think the founders, or the framers, I should say, of the 14th Amendment intended for 4.13 billion women in the world to have the right to come over here, give birth, and become a citizen? Did they envision 4.13 billion new citizens potentially in a theoretical world? No, but that is essentially what the majority is saying today. It is totally ludicrous. That would include children from hostile nations. Do you think the framers of the 14th Amendment wanted people from China or Russia? We've learned Russia's sending people over here to have babies, to become U.S. citizens, and then go back and be educated in the CCP. Do we need 1 to 1.5 million new voters educated by the Chinese Communist Party? I think not, but that is the estimate of birth tourism from China alone. John Sower pointed that out in his oral arguments. This was a wrong decision. It was a very bad one, and Justice Thomas very clearly described this. The intent of the 14th Amendment was to overturn Dred Scott. It was intended to bring citizenship to freed slaves. It was never intended to apply to foreigners traveling to the United States of America.
Then that's the way they should have fucking wrote it. There you go. And do you understand what subject to the jurisdiction thereof means? First of all, once again, let's take a look at the 14th Amendment, Section 1. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. The phrase, subject to the jurisdiction thereof, refers to being legally bound by the authority, laws, and legal proceedings of a specific government or court. In U.S. law, the term's most important usage defines the scope of constitutional rights and civic obligations. So, are you telling me that when somebody is visiting in the United States of America, they are not legally bound by the authority, laws, or legal proceedings of this country because they're not an American citizen? Is that what you're suggesting? I mean, what you're suggesting is that anybody visiting this country that's not a legal citizen has no obligation whatsoever to follow the law because they're not subject to the jurisdiction thereof. When you come here, you are subject to our laws. You are subject to the jurisdiction of our federal laws, our state laws, the county laws where you're at, and the local laws where you are temporarily residing. Look, the 6-3 conservative Supreme Court got one right. Deal with it.